Hey guys, and welcome back. We're going to take a look at the exclusion blending mode, which is in our inversion group. Now, the exclusion blending mode, it's super similar to the difference blending mode. Really, the big change here is it's not going to be as dark. So you have a little bit of a lighter, more subtle effect. And I think the best way to do this is when you want to add complementary colors to the shadows and highlights of an image. So if you want to do some color toning, exclusion is a really cool way to go. So that's what we're going to be doing in our example. Let's go ahead and jump into Photoshop. So we're here in chapter 3. Let's take a look at the image exclusion blending mode. There we are. And I'm going to hit F for full screen. So let's go ahead and grab a solid color fill layer, and we'll just go to blue and pop this from normal down to exclusion. There we go. Now you can see blue and its complement is yellow. So this is a really great way to duotone an image with just one blending mode, which is really fun. Now as you can see, as I change the color here, it's also changing the complementary color. So it's inverting as well as giving you color information from the colors that you choose. So a very very common color tone is called a cyanotype, and that will put some blues in the shadows and yellows in the highlights. So it's pretty cool to know that basically you can get that done when you just use this tool. Now as we can see, the brighter I go, the more effect we're going to have, okay? And the darker we go, the less effect we're going to have. So I would recommend staying, somewhere here in, well, you can just really kind of play around with it, but I find that, kind of like the best type of effect, somewhere right about here. And there we go. Obviously, if you want to do this, you can for artistic purposes, but for actual photo editing, somewhere right about there looks pretty good. You want to keep these effects to the minimal. Now, it doesn't really matter what hue you use. I just find that, using a little bit of a darker color and a little bit more of a saturated color just tends to result in a little bit more visually pleasing, result, something that you can actually use on a photo. So let's hit OK there. Turn this off and on, and here we can see it really does a nice job color toning the photos. Now this is not part of the Special 8 group, meaning that opacity and fill are going to look the exact same. So if you want a lesser effect, you can use opacity or fill and just kind of lower that effect down. So as with most color toning, I like to keep things relatively subtle, so it gives your image that feel of being color toned without like a slap in the face of like, hey, you put blues in the shadows. I mean, sometimes you kind of want to have that like really bold color choice, but for most situations, I think keeping it subtle is the way to go. All right, guys, that's it for the inversion group. So we just have difference and exclusion, both of which are going to invert your colors. Next, we're going to take a look at our cancellation group. We'll see you in the videos. Thanks, guys. Bye.